In my 1,600 hours of Rimworld, I have done everything from building a Viking village, to dwarves fighting dragons, to crazy Wild West shootouts, to losing everything with a single starving artist and rebuilding it all once again. My Extreme Jawas campaign started with an AT-AT attack and ended with a nuclear detonation. But what I am about to do will be my greatest challenge yet. I want to build a duck pond. My name's Xavier, and welcome to my greatest challenge yet. And it actually does include a duck pond, believe it or not. To understand what I'm talking about, though, first, let's start with a very short story. Way back in the day, when I was just a wee young lad, it was a dark time known as the 90s. People were scared to leave their computers on because no one knew what would happen if they tried to count past 2000. And the most soothing and relaxing sound that humanity has ever known graced living rooms across the globe. Social media was, just a little different than it is today.
You've got mail.
Back then, video game trailers featured sexual harassment in the workplace and domestic violence. And I was just about to start playing The Sims for the first and only time in my life. Would you guys say that it's cheesy if someone's waving at you through a camera? The 90s. So when I played The Sims back then, I didn't play it like most people. I played it to simulate my real life. So I made all of my family members as accurate as possible. There was 6 of us back then. And I also made our house as accurately as I possibly could within the context of the game. And what I found was actually amazing to me. We had a lot of issues in real life, like, oh, there's too many people going to try to use the bathroom in the morning, and the dishes are always dirty, and people are getting in arguments and stuff. And so these same things happened in the game at the same time. So when I fixed the issues in the game, and then I applied those fixes to real life, like I just moved the schedules around and I cooked in the morning instead of the afternoon and stuff, it solved all the issues in real life. It was like this giant epiphany that all I had to do was simulate my real life in a game, and voila, I'd live a better life. So I did what any normal person would do. I completely forgot about it for 20 years until today. But the point here is that I want to simulate our real life in Rimworld, my real character as closely as possible, our real goals and ambitions, and I want to see if there's anything we can learn from it, like I did 20 years ago in The Sims. For example, I really want to get ducks, and Christine really doesn't want to get ducks. So will we get ducks after this campaign, or will I realize it's a terrible idea? All the stuff I do in this campaign is going to very closely mirror the stuff that I'm going to do or am doing right now in real life. Like building stuff, breaking stuff, keeping the lawn clean so our moods stay high, and of course, everyone's Rimworld favorite, collecting logs.
Oh, no!
Oopsies! So here's what we're doing in this campaign. Only 2 characters. The entire campaign will never have more, and hopefully will never have less. It's going to be a duo survivalist challenge, with only 2 characters and a farm filled with animals and plants. There is going to be an endless amount of work to do. And neither one of us is a miner or a stonemason in real life. So, well, I mean, we did go to a mine once. I don't think that counts, though. So anyway, we're going to build everything out of wood. So I'm sure nothing's going to go wrong with that. And I'm pretty sure you can't haul animals to haul boulders and logs. We could try it, though. Behold, the best trained cat on Earth. Rita, come on. Come on, buddy. Hey, let's go. She can walk on a leash. Look at that. She can sit. Rita, sit. Perfect on command. She can even high five. High five. Yeah, that's a good bunny. But can she haul logs? Ready, Pony? Haul the log. Haul, come on. Come on. Haul the log. No, haul the log. Come on. Here you go. No, ready? Here. Haul the log. Haul the log. Cats can't haul logs. Frigging Tynan. Yep, so we're not having animals haul anything in this campaign. And lastly, I want this to be the most beautiful base I have ever made in all of Rimworld. I want it to be not just good to look at, but I want it to be satisfying to watch everything getting done like clockwork, like a well-oiled machine. Look at all of that. Whew.
No, that's not good.
Why would it be leaking up here? So, for the next 1 to 2 months, I am going to simulate my life in Rimworld to see if I can learn from the simulation anything that I can apply to real life to better my life by playing a video game. Ergo, this made sense when I started saying it in my brain. Anyways, let's just play the game. Hey, guess who just rhymed? I've been known to do that from time to time. That didn't even come close. Whatever, it can work. You just do it halfway. And here we are, in what is one of the more beautiful maps I've ever had in Rimworld. On the west, we have a river that goes through a cave between 2 mountains, cutting all the way across the direct center of the map, leading to the ocean on the right side. Down here, we have a nice animal grazing pond. Can animals graze on a pond? Or is that what it's called? Animal pond, maybe, is what you might call it. In any event, this will be the focus of our farm area, I believe. We'll use this as kind of a place for the animals to pretend they were going to get water and whatnot. We'll build our main structure not too far away, right over here at the bend in the river, overlooking the ocean to the right. And otherwise, all we need to do is decide on a defensible area. In my opinion, that's going to be from here all the way over to here, all the way down, all the way to the right, and then I got a special surprise in store for what we're going to do on the east a little bit later. For now, though, let's land in and get started. First order of business is, of course, renaming the cats. I'm bonded to this one, so we'll rename him, or her rather, to 3 Dot. This one looks the closest to Christine, so we'll call that one No Dot. And the last one, Gregorius von Wiglet. Nice little happy naked family in the middle of the temperate forest. Now, the smartest thing to do at this stage of a naked brutality run is find a nice shelter. And this one's perfect right over here. We've got cherry wood, it looks like. It's almost built in. We've got marble columns, which will give us a nice beauty buff as well. We even have an urn in here. The floors are decent. The walls are actually +2 beauty, so we'll make this our temporary house. And our initial goal list is going to be the Naked Brutality Survival Guide. Now, it's not so hard on this particular map to survive, since it's a temperate forest in the middle of the spring, but this order of events that we're going to do right here will be very successful in surviving in most Naked Brutality runs. So first up, we chop a few trees right here for wood to build arrows. First social interaction of the game. I joked about power armor suits to Christine. This is just like real life. We were naked in the forest. I'd be like, hey, how do you like my power armor suit? She would giggle. One thing I can tell you already that I'm learning from this game is that expertise in gardening does not make you better at cutting down trees. Wow. Does it not make you better at cutting down trees? That's how you do it. I'm actually so slow at cutting these trees. I think it makes more sense to have me make 2 short bows instead, and I'll just prioritize working on that. I'm a much better crafter anyway. She can handle cutting down the trees. The first thing we need to do, pretty much immediately, is find something to hunt. A for clothing, B for bedrolls, and C, most importantly, for food. The smartest thing is going to be anything with a 0% chance of revenge, so let's go for these does and bucks. If possible, I want to tame the alpaca a little bit later. Anything with not 0%, we won't hunt right away. Okay, we got a good bow here. We'll go equip that. While I'm busy making her bow, it makes sense to make our structure for the nighttime. She can deliver the resources for it. Fantastic. Christine and Xavier joked about food as Christine goes off to hunt for the first time ever. I'm like, good luck bringing back the foods. Bet you could do it. The first hit. Ooh, the second hit. Not bad. Where did Christine shoot it? In the spine and the left eye. Holy bananas. What does she have to say about that? Christine and Xavier talked about taming yaks. That doesn't make any sense. I guess she'd much rather be taming yaks. She goes to take a nap right in the middle of the animal slaughter-a-thon. When we go for walks, she does have a peculiarly odd interest in animal bones. It's like that girl from How I Met Your Mother who was like, boats, boats, boats. Except she's like, bones, bones, bones. Literally, I make that joke like every time we go for a walk and she talks about bones. Death in 8 hours, death in 11 hours. Okay, well, we'll leave these two alone and let's have me prioritize hunting this one. Those two will die tomorrow. We can just come back and collect them without wasting any more time. This is important because we have essentially very low shooting skill. I have a 4 and she has a 1. So we're going to need a lot of food very quickly. This is the most efficient way to do it. Kill 3 things at once, essentially. Woo! Beautiful. What do I have to say about our first kill? I joked about hairstyles. It doesn't seem like something wildly inappropriate to talk about. However, she seems to like it. Now, normally, I wouldn't go directly into a butcher table to save wood, but in this instance, I actually will. The reason for that is we have so few animals, we need to get as much meat out of them as possible. And the butchering spot loses 30% efficiency versus the table. Put in a campfire to cook at, as well as a sleeping spot for the both of us. Set our bills to butcher everything forever. I'm sitting by the fire I just created while Pegorius Von Wiglet nuzzles me. I'm joking about botched surgeries with Christine and sharing a word about playing dice. It's like, don't get sick. You don't want me operating on you. Now, it's really ugly having these chunks in here. The beauty of these things is -6 apiece. So the ideal solution is let's quickly throw them outside into a stockpile zone. Keep our mood buffs. Oh, whoa! Christine's eating the meat. That's because I didn't set up the priorities to cook simple meals. For now, we'll just make everything do forever, fantastic. Heifer cook all 4. Awesome. We'll throw a quick chunk deposit area outside, and we can move these things out. And it would make sense if I clean the room before she finishes, for less chance of food poisoning. Right, our first meals. Pegorius Von Wiglet's gonna yoink one. Now, how much food can cats actually eat? They can eat 0.26, and a meal gives 0.9, so it's kind of a huge waste to have them eat a meal like that. Alas, we'll allow it for now. Perfect. Both of the deers incapacitated. Didn't even have to waste any time shooting extra arrows at those guys. And with that, we have a very successful first day. As we settle in, the room is relatively put together. We'll finish that up tomorrow. It's actually a little bit too hot in here. We have food for tomorrow. We have food for today. We'll have a little bit of gear. Our moods are a little negative from being naked, not having a table and whatnot, being sweaty. We'll take care of that all tomorrow. I'll say day number 1 is a success. We only have 50 wood, so our plans for day 2 while we're sleeping. Gather some more wood. Get rid of every imaginable mood buff that we can, so we'll just build super cheap stools here. We can have a nice place to eat. 1, 2. Very tiny mini table, that's fine. 3, awesome. That's 1 more mood penalty taken care of. We'll set the food production to how much we actually eat. We each eat 2 meals a day, so that's 4. They spoil after 3 days, so we can cook up to 12. Very good. Split the meals into the corner up here, so that the cats can't get to them. They'll have to eat the raw meat, which will be way less waste on them. Oh, look at this, boys. It's production time. Well, that was over fast. Oopsie. Queue up just a little bit more wood so we can get ourselves a much more enjoyable double bed here. Awesome. Upgrade out of the sleeping spot we have now. Give us some comfort. And lastly, we'll make sure we have a joy source. Christine chatted about using hammers with Xavier. That's what we're talking about, boys. I'm gonna go melee and I'm gonna get myself a hammer. Good suggestion. That's awesome. I am unnaturally excited about that for not no reason, though. Not a bad little setup. What are we talking about now that we're cleaning up? Xavier and Christine connected on the topic of hope. We're very hopeful now that we have a nice little base. Let's get rid of this sleeping spot. It's silly. We have a bed. We have some clean urns. We're cleaning the room. We got a table to eat at with a dining cloth and everything. Christine shared a word about yams. She's going to cook yams tonight, boys. And I'm like, ooh, cobra and yam. Delicious. Fun fact. So not far from where I live is a place called Sedona. When you go there, one of the things a lot of restaurants serve is rattlesnake. And there's actually people whose job it is to go hunt real-life rattlesnakes in the desert all day to sell to this restaurant. Like, imagine being a professional rattlesnake hunter. You know, you think it's weird, be like, hey, what do you do? I'm a YouTuber who does gaming. But no, this guy's like, I hunt rattlesnakes for restaurants. That's awesome. Xavier and Christine shouted about entertainment. Yes, boys, look, we're at... Wow, I never thought about this. Apparently, if you have chairs near a campfire, people actually use the... How did I not know this for 1,600 hours? People actually use the chairs while at the campfire, so they get comfort and they get recreation. We talked about lagoons. Xavier and Christine shared a word about bitter foods. We had a fight about that the other day because she'd grown all this lettuce and it was so sour. Ah, it's terrible. In any event, look at this, boys. 100% opinion. 100% opinion of each other. Look at that. Now this is frigging survival at its finest. We've got 147 wood total. And over here, we've got 67 plains leather. That is enough to make our first tribal wear. We'll do it for one of us tomorrow. We're going to need to hunt some more. There's really nothing safe to hunt but the alpacas. So let's queue up those two for tomorrow. And then now that the room's completely clean and we have some food here, it probably makes sense to start planting to prepare for the future. It is going to be very cold in this biome. We're right up here, and if you look at the world map, that's pretty far into the north. If I look at it from the equator, we're about halfway up. It's going to be pretty cold during the winter. Growing period, 40 out of 60 days. 1st of April, May to the 11th of September. Look at this, guys. The Whale Leg Mountains. Who do you think named that one? Unless a whale leg is a real thing. Let's look that up. Early whales had legs. Over time, they evolved to dwell in water. Their front legs became flippers while they lost their back legs and hips. And occasionally throwbacks are born with vestiges of hind limbs. Wow. So that actually makes sense. That's crazy. I just learned something from Rimworld about real life. This is probably like an old place that was underwater a long time ago, and some whales back in the day when they had legs died here. And someone was like, wow, this whale had legs. Let's call this the Whale Leg Mountains. I thought it was stupid. Turns out, I'm the one who's stupid. Anyways, once we're done with the clothing and I'm done with the hunting, let's worry about places to plant. Now, if we're going to have our animal zones down here around the animal grazing pond, and we're going to have our house here, it only makes sense to use this area here to plant all the different crops that we have. So for this playthrough, I installed a mod called Vanilla Plants Expanded. If you want the link to our mod list, there'll be a link in the description to our Discord down below. Hit the pinned icon up top in the Rimworld channel. It'll bring you right to our mod list for this campaign and all campaigns. In any event, there's a lot of new various vegetables and fruits we can plant, so I'm just going to make a single row for every single one of them. Cabbage up top, corn next. We'll do onion, peas, peppers, potatoes. We'll do a little bit of rice. We'll do some strawberry, do some tomato, and I guess we will plant some eggplant for now. Now, this is way too much food for all of us right now. So let's actually shrink a bunch of this. Eventually we'll expand to that sort of terrain, but for now we'll do just that. That'll be more than enough, I think, for just the two of us. And basically 0 animals. Awesome. And when we're done with that, we'll work on a little bit more wood so we can start getting some defenses set up for tomorrow. Wooden spike trap, 45 wood. Let's put one right at the corner here. Fantastic. Right at the corner there, and one at the door. Beautiful. Let's check our moods after one day to see how we're doing. Ate without a table, even though we have a table here. She probably must have eaten before the table was made. Slept in the heat. It is a little hot. Oh, it's hot in here, boys. Look at that time. It's getting hot in here. Also, sweaty and naked. Wow, that's... Look at her face. Why do every time I see this, I find it hilarious. But at the same time... There you go. Amazing. We stare at Christine wander off in completely ridiculous happiness. Not even 6 in the morning. We're out hunting for our next meal. Oh, look at that. High-fiving along the way. Xavier made a comment about raincoats. Christine told a joke about parties to Xavier. There's got to be a funny story here for sure. I don't know what it is. Leave it in the comments down below if you can think of one. Oh God, don't shoot. Don't shoot me in the back. If nothing else, she's gonna learn to shoot one of these days, right? Yeah, she went from 1 to 2, and now she's hit. Beautiful. Whew. With that, our first tribal wear is complete. No one's even putting it on. Like, yeah, we don't need that. And as we settle in, it's looking like another successful day. Nuzzled, still ate without a table, but that's because we're working out in the fields. Soaking wet, that's because we're walking across the river. We'll build a bridge eventually. I'd like to make one more tribal wear, but there's no safe animals to hunt that yield a lot, and our hunting skill is so low, I don't want to murder guinea pigs. So let's take some of our wood and put together a hand tailor bench. Just as a temporary measure. And the reason for this is it'll allow us to make patch leather, and we can make one more tribal wear tomorrow. We'll finish off the fields, make our tribal wear, finish off our clothing, and just amass a little bit of a stockpile of wood as well. In fact, it may be time to start thinking about our new household. This was always temporary right here. So the new household would be down here across the river, much closer to the plants, right around in this area. If that's the case, I've already got ourselves set up a wood stockpile zone here. If we're going to build here, that means we need to cut out of there, so I'll set up some cutting orders right now. Voila. Cut, 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 cut. And a bunch of cuts up there as well. Move the campfire bills from this campfire to the new one outside. And I'm sad to see this one go because we use it as a recreation spot, but it's just too hot. So we'll deconstruct it. We'll no longer be sweaty and we'll no longer be slept in the heat. So those mood buffs will be gone. Wow, speaking of mood buffs, holy, look at the moods. 92%, 94%, and we're about to get rid of the only things we have. Awesome, what a great start this is, huh? Look how happy she is planting. For some reason, she's like this in real life, too. I have no idea why. Spends like an hour a day watering freaking plants in the backyard. She's like, woo, plants!
Woo! Plants!
Oh, God. Let's see what we're talking about now. Christina Xavier talked deeply about the link between monism and the absence of alien. I don't even know what monism is. Is it monism? Moneyism? Xavier and Christine exchanged thoughts about the connection between injustice and archotech. Half our conversations, I'm not really paying attention, so we could be talking about these things in real life. I don't know. She said a word about sports. Yes, sports. I should have a sports shirt. That'd be awesome. And with that, we have the entire garden planted. Now, it looks like a mess right now, but I will decorate this garden later on, and it will be awesome. I have really, really cool plans for this. Little signposts. I'll clean up all this grass. We'll make it look like a real thing. We'll have some, like, carts and bales and buckets and bushels. In any event, that is none too bad. Now, just to chop some woods. A local hare has gone mad. And this is an issue because we only have 2 characters with bows. Neither one of us has a club. I was wondering if I should make a club, and now I realize, yes, I should have made a club for this exact reason. If we start shooting this thing and we're missing for 4 hours, it could actually give one of us an infection, and that could be the end of the campaign. So as much as this is just a little tiny bunny... By the way, we found a bunny the other day in the forest. It was freaking huge. Don't underestimate how scary a local hare can be. They're really big in real life. They're like 30 pounds. They could like crush 3-Dot with a step. In any event, let's see if we can rush back and build a club and potentially hide inside until we get it done. God, that thing's terrifying. Oh, what the? Oh, I never claimed the doors. Oh, animals can just walk right in the doors because I didn't claim them like a Dumbledore. Dumbledore. I never knew the meaning of the word Dumbledore meant something. Of course, it's a word that I made up, so why wouldn't I know that? Oh, God. Oh, God. Now, this is even worse. You gotta be kidding me. I'm all the way down here. I'm coming in the back door. Hopefully, I can get her out the back door. It's unlikely. That thing is freaking fast. Come on, No-Dot. Come to our defense. Oh, my God. Botch surgeries. Here we come. 24% bleeding already. Oh, don't shoot the hare. No. Run. Run away from the bunny. Okay, boys, I will save you. Oh, this is stupid. We're gonna have to just punch the bunny. Look at the little thing. Okay, it's a menace to society, boys. Punch it! Punch the bunny! Oh, God. Punch it, boys! Whew. Okay, how's she doing? She has dirt. The bunny kicked dirt in her eyes. Bit her on the torso 3 times and on the left shoulder once. Whew. She is the higher doctor, I believe, of the 2. Medical skill 6. Yeah, however, I also have a medical skill of 6. The reason I don't really have a medical skill of 6 in real life. This is the one thing that's not actually accurate to real life. However, I couldn't get it any lower as a result of taking nerd and game tester, which is the most accurate professions. So that's like the one thing. I suppose that means I can at least tend to her right now then. Whew. Let's go tend to her. We don't have any meds of any kind, so these are just going to be me punching her until she stops bleeding. Okay, now to reduce the chance of infection, as soon as we're done, I'm going to shift-click clean up the room. Hopefully, she doesn't get an infection. If she does, well, we're kind of screwed. Also, the reason we're not equipping this tribal wear is because it's not in a stockpile zone. Look at that. Feeding her a meal. And how's her wounds? 30 out of 40 and 27 out of 30. That's not bad at all. In the meantime, I got the tailoring bench so we can make the patch leather. Consumes 50, produces 50. Okay. I did get the tribal wear on. Beautiful. Ooh, and look how happy she is about this. 100% healed, no infection. Beautiful. That would have been a horrible ending. You really need to make sure I make that club pretty soon. Yeah. She's so happy to be alive playing horseshoes right now. Aha! Since it looks like we're going to be here for a while, Christine thinks we should give your faction a name. For once! The Robber Amalgamation! That sounds like something I would name the faction. She also thinks you should give the settlement a name. I'm actually going to ask her what she wants to name the colony then, rather than me doing it and just making up something ridiculous, like the Robber Barons of the Amalgamations. Okay. She made an amazing idea. The Doper family. Because I refer to Nodot as a Doper cat, because it's so dopey. And she wanted to name the settlement, Settlement. There we go. Amazing. This is going to be our second patchwork, though, and that means we'll almost immediately be able to make the tribal wear. We'll queue that up one more time, then we'll make the club. Christine's chopping down all the trees, so we've got tons of wood to move into our new house. Whew, successful 4 days, I'll say. Well, thanks to me for getting how doors work. Oh, I made her awful tribal wear. Oh, it'll have to do. And I made a baseball bat. Nothing left to do but chop the trees to prepare for the move to our real house. We talked about facial hair with Christine. I can't actually... This is like the most facial hair I can grow. Because I'm like 1/32 Native American. I say that many times on stream and no one really believes me. Like, this is me full beard. Believe it or not. Oh! I was just about to say, I think this has been a successful start to this campaign. Just as I was thinking, where's that raider that normally shows up? Well, there he is. Suki! Apparently with a steel knife. Okay. Please tell me Suki's not crazy. Super immune, trigger happy, melee of 1. Not too bad. And at the exact same second, a bulk goods trader from Dinler has arrived nearby. Let's see what they're all about. Wow! Holy mother of heavens. This guy's got a bionic eye. Is he riding a husky? He's riding a husky! Who is this Shrink the Patient? Shrink the Patient is a jogger and a careful shooter with an LMG riding a husky with a bionic eye with no shooting skill. Why is he... What kind of careful shooter uses an LMG with no skill, who also likes to run but rides a husky? This guy's just the ultimate contradiction. And his name is Shrink, but he's a patient. Like, triple contradiction here. Makes no sense whatsoever. Look at these new Muffalo textures, huh? They look so sad. That or they look tired. I'm not sure which. Either way, maybe these guys will come into the town and we won't even have to worry about taking out Drink or Suki. That was it. I don't know why I called them Drink. Taking out Drink. What do you guys think? Did we crush this episode? Next episode, we're going to crush a little drinkard here for sure. But since this is a new channel, with a new channel, we have a new motto. And the motto is always be crushing. Crush the like button if you like this video. Also, crush the subscribe button if you're new here and you want to see more. And most importantly, I need to get like a big hammer soon. I'm going to make one. I think I'll make a video making a hammer. Then at the end, I could always be like, crush the fans!